We'll take it up for questions with Coach.
Coach, what was the offseason like with Carey? Was that guy you were trying to get down here, and how close or not close was he to maybe being here as opposed to Florida?
Yeah, never close. I think that was just Twitter. I think he visited 4 SEC schools. Yeah, it was never in contention.
What was that like for you to go against one of your former players like that?
I don't know. I've never done it before. So their team is so good. All of them, including him. And they put stress on you in every possible way. Not just on the perimeter. They have McDonald All-Americans on the perimeter. Inside, you've got to help to some degree. So as the coach at Texas A&M, I think my responsibility is to do our best regardless of who we play. And their talent is superb. I haven't studied Kentucky or Mississippi State, or I haven't studied the teams we haven't played, but whew, in studying them, I mean, I understand all of the preseason hype and all that went into it. And you know, when all that's happening as a coach, you probably don't pay much attention to it, but then you start studying them and you're like, oh yeah, that's when everybody was voting for them to win the league, top 10 and all that. They're ultra talented.
Well, from your perspective, you know, what happened that second half, the things that, you know, got away from them?
Started okay. I think we lost by 3 in the first ATO. Lost by 4 in the second one. And then it started splintering. I think we lost by 8 in the third one. So in that, whatever those numbers were, you know, 16 to 8 minute mark, it's getting away from us. Burn every time out. Try every player. Run every play. Just trying to gain some level of traction. The thing that hurt us the most is they missed 25 balls and rebounded 14 of the 25. And that's hard for any team to overcome when the opponent's offensive rebounding percentage is higher than your defensive rebounding percentage. It's hard to overcome that. I think it was the first time in SEC play where we had an above 1 OER and did below average at the free throw line, percentage-wise. Didn't have as high a turnover rate as we typically have, so in some ways, our offense wasn't the problem. We just weren't able to finish the possession defensively. Thought in the first half we flew around, tried really hard. In the second half, we didn't do a good job finishing the possession.
Anything else for Coach?
Do you think the size advantage of Florida played a big factor in the rebounding percent, or do you think this was just an effort slash?
I thought we tried hard the first 25 minutes. Their talent is for sure a factor. Size, athleticism at all 5 spots. 11 had 4 offensive rebounds. 24 had 1. 23 had 1. 1 had 1. 5 had 2. 33 was very effective. He had 3. And 14, that's a good number. It's not a great number, but if you only miss 25 and you're getting 14 of them, that's where it becomes a backbreaker. So is it because of their length, their athleticism, their talent, our lack of effort, our lack of positioning? If they're getting that high a percentage, it's probably a combination of all of it.
Had some success driving in and getting some shots in the paint by off the dribble. Is that of any concern with the way that your defense is structured?
Yeah, too many points in the paint off dribble penetration, being out of position, or removing yourself from the position that is the correct one. That was some of the subbing that happened tonight. I think our defense overall going into tonight in SEC play, I think it was third. A portion of that is 55% of the opponent's shots have been from three. So we were a little below that tonight, not much. But if you're going to force teams to shoot a lot of threes, you have to finish the possession with the rebound. That was a problem tonight. And then if it becomes money ball and they're either shooting threes or layups, then that means on the path to the rim, something broke down. We weren't in a position to help, to keep the ball out of the paint, to make them make another pass on the perimeter. And that did happen too often tonight.
When the offense kind of got stagnant in the second half, Coach, it seemed like E-Man got aggressive, kind of put it on his own shoulders to get to the rim and try to create some offense. What is it about a freshman that he was able to kind of put, not necessarily the team on his back, but the offense at times and kind of create for you guys in that situation?
Yeah, I think that last ATO, whatever it was, the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds, I think we were trying to throw him the ball. Specific to E-Man, not just him, you can pick a player. We need everybody to be as good as they possibly can be relative to their talent, relative to their ability, relative to what we're asking them to do from an execution standpoint. They don't have to be perfect. E-Man only playing 19 minutes. He scored some baskets when it's a 20-point game at the end, like you're talking about. But it puts undue stress on our roster when E-Man plays whatever it was, 3 or 4 minutes in the first half. Not just because of his ability to score. I think he's averaging more rebounds than points. But he only had 3 rebounds tonight, which may have been his lowest in SEC play. And so it's whatever the word is, it has residual negative impact when things that we can't control or we didn't do a good job controlling, the stress that it puts on everybody else. I think however many minutes he played in the first half, and then I think Save tweaked his ankle there for a couple of minutes. Okay, goodness. And then Aku played 5 minutes and had 5 fouls. Okay, goodness. Like we just can't absorb all of that. And most teams can't, but we for sure can't absorb all of that with some of it overlapping.
Facing off against
Last one.
Georgia again this weekend, what's the biggest takeaway you want to take from this game in hopefully having a better result than you did earlier against Georgia?
Yeah, 5 at Georgia. I've never worked in the NBA, but he is a top 3 pick. The returning kid, Hammonds, really good player. Number 2, high-flying athlete that really caused us problems. I think that was the week that we played 2 games on the road. I think we played at Tennessee, traveled back off Wednesday, practice Thursday, leave Friday, play Saturday afternoon game, and there was not the competitive spirit that we need to have in order for it to be a game. They play real fast. They're going to play without a 5-man per se, and so that's going to put our 5-man doing things outside of his normal working area. We did not handle that well, and we did not handle 5 at all well. Off the bounce, off the catch, in transition, or on the glass. I think he led their team in rebounding. And then just from a spirit standpoint, we were not hooked up to the level that we have to be in order to have a chance. And so Coach is an offensive savant, and so they run more plays than anybody in our league. But what we'll have to do between now and Saturday afternoon is what can we do relative to their personnel, relative to their style of play, but maybe as important or more important, what can we do relative to the last time we played them, to playing them on Saturday, have an elite level competitive spirit per possession, whether we have the ball or not have the ball.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.